So, hey guys, today we're going to be talking about Necroquip Princess, and why I think this card, honestly, I'm just leaning towards this card should be banned. So, first off, this card is not like particularly useful for anything to an extent. Well, except for one specific thing, which I really dislike about Necroquip Princess. But yeah, if we don't ban Necroquip Princess, I guess the alternative is that we ban Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. And if we did that, I guess it would open up like a good amount of design space for like whipping monster card type effects again. But alright. The problem with Necroquip Princess, well, it's going to be this effect first and foremost. Equip one of those monsters to this card as an equip spell that gives it 500 attack. Notice anything? Now this is completely generic. Then we have this effect here. If a monster is sent from the hand to the graveyard to activate a card or effect, you can activate one of these effects. So it doesn't have to be the monster activating the effect right here. So there are numerous ways to trigger this. Just for example, let's assume I have Necroquip Princess on the field, and I will special summon, let's say, Nightmare Unicorn. Sure. To spin itself. And I have to discard a card for that. And the discard in question, Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. That will trigger Necroquip Princess. If a monster is sent from the hand to the graveyard to activate a card or effect, you can activate one of these effects. So in this case, now we can equip one of those monsters to this card as an equip spell that gives it 500 attack. And of course, Dragon Buster Destruction Sword effect here. Right here. Well, this card is equipped to a monster, just any monster. Your opponent cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. So this is effectively a Scythe lock right here. And you might be thinking, like, surely this isn't easy to do at all, right? Because that'd be problematic, obviously, if it were. Well, about that. So Necroquip Princess, I'm going to just throw this out there. This card's not even really that useful in Fiendsmith, because first off, this is a Dark Fiend. Yeah, so it can't be recycled. You can just drop this on the field, right, with your Fiendsmith cards, I guess. So it just requires one monster equipped with a monster card plus one Fiend monster card to special summon the Necroquip. But, you know, special summoning the Necroquip, what was this realistically do for your Fiendsmith combo? Like, you might be able to draw a card. Genuinely, who cares? This card is basically not useful for anything. This really, this just changes. If you think about it, this just changes your well, you. This could technically change, I guess, your Lacrima into a level 6, or yeah, I guess it's for the most part any of your Fiendsmith monsters can be converted into a Dark Fiend monster, and then the draw effect that may or may not happen. Which, I mean, just moderately whatever effect. Now that the random effect here to equip, though, now that's where it becomes problematic, eh? And now that I think about it, this also activates if your opponent does this as well. So this could be an interaction, which is just weird. So if I have Necroquip Princess, my opponent activates, I guess it would be Tracked, discarding Lurie, Chain Link 1 Lurie, Chain Link 2 Necroquip Princess, equipping Lurie. I guess that's a thing. This might be like useful-ish in the mirror. Not that you would really care about this still, because you would have to end with Necroquip Princess on the field, which is just, I'd say, a little bit awkward. But alright. Dragon Buster Destruction Sword, you might be thinking, okay, but like, how would you even get this into the hand? Protector Wealth of the Destruction Swordsman. Just any two monsters. This card is Link Summon. You can send one Destruction Sword card from your deck to the graveyard. Then you can special summon one Buster Player monster from your hand. You can special summon, as in optional, right? And then send one Destruction Sword card from your deck to the graveyard. Dragon Buster, Destruction Sword. Destruction Sword. that you can send this, can't you? This is in fact a card, and it has the word Destruction Sword right there. And then, you know, this also randomly has like potential FTK effect. Just throwing this out there. Like, I don't know why this card is just moderately degenerate, just randomly, but all right. This would require you to do a turn skip, but you could burn your opponent for game with this effect because it's at the end of your battle phase. But you know, well, I guess it's not legitimate FTK because it's not just an ignition effect to burn. So there's that, but you know, random burn effects if you control Buster Blader. So you know, if we had Dugaris and we also increased Buster Blader's attack by just a little bit, it's actually able to just burn your opponent for AK like pretty easy. So we should be glad at least that this effect is not as strong. But anyway, focusing back up, you know, this only sent the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword for cost when it sent it from a location. It doesn't trigger this because that got sent from the deck to the graveyard, not hand to the graveyard, which is where this needs to be sent from, right? So surely there's no way we can do anything about that, right? Well. But let's just start with this, okay? We'll go with Engraver start, why not? Activate Engraver. Grabbing Tracked. Track grabs Lurie. And then we will go ahead and link this off for Requiem. And then Requiem will allow us to special summon Lacrima. Lacrima can then send us just whatever card, really. We can do Beansmith in Paradise. Wait, not Paradise. Beansmith, Kyrie. This allows you to use monsters you control and or monsters that are in your spell and trap zones. So that's like an option, I guess. But, you know, probably just send another Engraver. That's probably good enough. So, yeah, let's send second Engraver, sure. Engraver. Can shuffle back the Lurie, special summon Engraver, and then we can go Requiem effect, equip here onto the Engraver, and we're going to be specifically right now, as of this exact moment, I believe we're one body short. I think, right? Yeah, we're one body short. So it's not going to be a legitimate one card combo. Starting with the Fiendsmith stuff, at least, if we put 3 bodies on the field with a different combo, however, then, you know, we could do like Requiem, equip, yada yada, go sequence, and keep Necroquip Princess on the field. Special summoning, I believe it should be, in this case, Lacrima, to then bring back Engraver. And then we would need maybe one additional body to link off. I believe it would be Sequence or Protector Whelp. And then here we can go sending the Destruction Sword here, Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. And then with Lacrima, we would have brought back Engraver. Then we go like Engraver plus Lacrima. And then we would turn these guys into a rank 6. And the rank 6 in question is going to be this one, I believe, right? Once per turn, you can detach one material from this card, then target one monster on the field or in either graveyard. Return that target to the hand. Okay, we'll target, believe it or not, Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. This will now be in our hand, and this isn't necessarily going to be the optimal way to do it, but now we can link off our Ptolemy M7 with our Protector Whelp to make, let's just say, Unicorn to spin itself back. You know? And this will send, of course, well, you can discard one card, and in this case, that will be the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. And that will trigger Necroquip Princess, which then can equip this discarded copy of Dragon Buster Destruction Sword to itself. So this might not be like the optimal line to get to this, like not 100%, right? But you can see it's totally 100% doable to equip onto Necroquip Princess the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. And you know, there are other ways to achieve this, like instead of using Protector, well, this would require an additional Garnet, but we could go Romulus to grab Ravine to do essentially the same thing. And there's probably even a way to search this, like straight up, that I just might not be thinking of right now. And yeah, this does not make me feel great, but you know, if you want to be even more disgusting, we could slap onto the field just additionally, maybe slap on a Chaos Angel, and then also throw in Gimmer Agrin. Just to, you know, make Necroquip not destructible by battle, and also make it not destructible by card effect or banishable by card effect, so, you know, even more fun, you know? And it says face up monsters you control. Does this count as a monster still? I'm not even sure. It's a monster and an equip spell, but because it's an equip spell, is it technically a spell? It's going to be destroyed by like a Harpy's Feather Duster. Yeah, I don't want to think about that too much. I don't think that matters. Well, yeah. Honestly, just like, yeah, just off pure vibes, one of these cards, they should kind of just go, you know, just ban one of them. Yeah, that's how I feel about this today, at least. Well, you know, I don't mean like literally just ban them, but I mean, I feel like you could literally ban either Necroquip or Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. The more bannable of the two, probably Destruction Sword. But also at the same time, like this card basically exists for no reason. That's how I kind of feel about the Necroquip Princess. Doesn't feel like a particularly useful card. Basically, no one makes this card like ever. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.